Hello boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and pumpkin connoisseurs. Bill here with B&S Giant Pumpkins, coming to you July the 13th, I believe, on a Sunday. And we'll do our weekly update. We've had some pretty good growth this week. We've beat another personal best. We'll take a look at that for DAP 20. There's been a lot of weather all around us, but it doesn't seem to hit us, thank goodness. We'll keep that hopefully the rest of the year. Who knows? One big storm could pretty much devastate a banner year, but you got to keep pushing forward and put your work in. So stand by, guys, and we'll talk about a few things and look at some pumpkins. All right, guys, this is the house patch. This is Ace. There's the main right here that follows all the way back to him. Swinging around. Going to keep that baby just wrapping on around. All these little secondaries have been terminated, like right there. So the main can pass right by and go right back through. Our lovely watermelon plant. We might get a little melon off that sometime this year, who knows. But plant health is really good. I mean, I'd give it, I'd probably have to give it a 9.5. 9.5 out of 10. We did mess up today on our watering, and I wasn't here to pay attention to it like I would normally be. And it's soggy. As Doc would say, it's rice patty, because it's soggy, really soggy. We overwatered a little bit today, so we shut her off and just gonna let it chill. But there she is. I believe, I'd have to look. I think today is, I think it's DAP 24, I wanna say. DAP 24. And you know what, don't let me lie to you here. Let's back up. Let's grab the book and just make sure. I just taped the daggone thing and my mind's going. Yeah, she's DAP 24. Her OTT is 235 and she's 306 pounds. Looks like she's picking up around 30-ish, give or take a pound. Good looking fruit though. Great looking fruit. Nice and symmetrical. She is kind of going the bottom belly out. The stem looks great. No issues on the stem. Vines look good. No issues there. Got the little fan on her. But that's Ace. Smoking along. You obviously see the 2.5 gallon jugs of juice out here. This one's mildew cure. I use it every week. I have been for about 2 weeks because it's mid-July. And what happens in mid-July is we end up with some mildew and some fungus and problems like that. So there's my mixture. That's per the label for the most part. 7 ounces per 5 gallons. Then I also use phosphite. Don't look at the red writing as far as this stuff, because don't want to go by that. That's wrong. 100% wrong. That's how I mixed it the first time, and it was like an EC of 5. And I check everything. So I'm doing like 15 mLs per 3 gallons. Gets me where I feel comfortable with the mixture. And you don't have to do it like I do it. That's just how I do it. So yeah, it's time for that powdery mildew and downy mildew and all the bad stuff to start happening. And that's 2 of the products I use. I also use Bacillus subtilis. I've got some QST 713 Bacillus, which is some wicked stuff I use. Most of the stuff I will foliar with my backpack sprayer. Actually, it's a backpack fogger, and I'll fog the whole patch. And I just alternate what I'm using. Sometimes I combine things depending on what I'm using, especially insecticides. I always like to put a contact in there with a systemic, so I just zap everything at once. Bugs have not been an issue yet this year, and I equate that to the cicada population we had early on, the 17-year hatch. But they're coming. I'm sure they're coming. I found some eggs actually from a squash vine borer that they were dried up and dead. They weren't even viable. And all I can figure is I used the pest out, which is another JH Biotech product that I got through Safer Grow. And I'm assuming it fried them. I don't know. But I did find some, but no vine borers in anything yet. So we're good. So there is old Ace. We'll go check out the next pumpkin, because like I said, we have some goods and some bads. So stand by one. All right, guys, we are to patch number 2. There's a fairly substantial fruit setting there. Plant is doing well. Once again, we've been weeding as we can. There's very few weeds within the plant, and I just come out here and a little bit in the evenings and just pull weeds. Like they're pulled here, but then you come over here, they're not pulled as much. So weeds, weeds, weeds. This plant has not grown very much since last week. Since our last update, despite what we feed. That's why we call it Stanley, because that was our old dog. You feed him everything you want and garbage disposal. Good looking plant though. I mean, plant health, I'll give this one a 9 out of 10. Other than the fact that she doesn't want to grow. That's okay. And I'm not shorting on feed. Trust me that. Soil's fed every day, you know. Anyways, aside from that. But there's the fruit. She's coming in today at DAP 28. And she's taping 400 pounds. So it's not as substantial as I want, because I wanted over 500 pounds by DAP 30, which I think we might still get, because she's been starting to get those 40s, picking up the 40s actually the past 2 days. I think the scale, what's the scale say? Scale reads 415. Like I said, she's taping 400, so she's catching to the scale. Blossom end looks good. Kind of a blocky square fruit. It's kind of getting a little bit of pear shape to it, similar to Storm last year. Our stem looks phenomenal. There's some scarring from where I moved it when it was a baby. A little bit of scarring right there, but it doesn't go anywhere. It's dried up. I still have the pull noodle there because there's no pressure. Here's a, I guess if you can see it, aerial view of her. Good fruit. This is the 2560. I guess I should have said that Old Ace is our 1886. I think it's going to outpace it, but it's got a bigger plant. I mean, here's my main, and we can't get nothing to grow off of her. And it ain't from a lack of trying. It's just that girl's just pulling the juices, pulling more juice, and it will allow for the plant to grow. That scale said 415, and it's only about 3 o'clock today, and it's hot. That scale will jump up, I don't know, probably about 420 at least by 7, 8 o'clock tonight. So a lot of the growth is obviously occurring at nighttime. It's only picking up, I think it picked up 5 pounds today since this morning. So most of your weight comes on at nighttime. That's why you set those water bottles up around the side of your pumpkin about 1 inch out, and the next day you come out. But she's kind of leaning over a little bit, so she may go blossoming down, I don't know. We don't care. We just want big pumpkins. So that's our update on the 2560, AKA Stanley. And it's a little wet out here too. Yep, a little wet. No rain for almost 2 weeks. No pest issues. I do the same treatments on all plants. So now we're gonna go look at our problem child and our dilemma on our problem child. But we're growing good. We're ahead of last year, so I can't complain. I wish we were about 150 pounds ahead of last year, but we're only about, I don't know, 75 pounds ahead of last year right now. But we're set up different this year. We can handle this dry weather, so hopefully we can push this out and stretch her out a little bit. Stand by one. All right, guys, we're back. This is the back patch. This is the 2069 Stelts. Can't blame anything on the plant. It's still growing, it's doing good. But I should have named it Sappy instead of Mookie. That might be changed yet, I don't know. But this is our problem child. Growing like a weed. Speaking of weeds, tons of those weeds in there. I go through and pull them out as I can. Oh, that's purslane or whatever it is. I'm missing something over this rascal. I thought if I'm on experiment on pulling shade cloth up, I do have some over the new growing stuff, but on the old stuff, I'm gonna experiment on a little Sappy here. Actually, I think I'm gonna change the name. We're gonna call her Sappy. I'll show you why. I'll give this plant, minus the sappiness and problems with that, I'll give her like a 7 out of 10 as far as plant health right now. We didn't water for 4 days, I know 5 days, because we're having sap issues. And I think we got some of them solved. You see, that's pretty much dried up. Dried up. But every node or knuckle going down through here has started to sap up. I'm having to treat them at least 2 times a day, if not 3. The crown looks good. Plant looks pretty decent. This plant actually got beat by the wind, and I can't understand how. It actually blew the top off my shelter yesterday, and we're down in a valley. We're down here, you know, we're down in nowhere. So somehow we got a microburst or something hit. I had to cut a bunch of stuff out today. A lot of stuff was rolled over. But yeah, Sappy is a good name. I think we're gonna change this. This will no longer be Mookie. This is gonna be Sappy, and I'll show you why. But yeah, we're drying it up. I had fans on this earlier today, but I had to relocate some fans. I have to buy some more fans, believe it or not. I think we're up to about 15 or 16 fans between all the plants. Not really. I think we're up to like 3 per plant. This one actually has 4. Oh, Sappy. Good color leaves though. Look at that rascal right there, would you? Oh, there he goes. Old Katie dad. Anyways, we'll slide in here, bypass the weeds. This is the main. Let's go back here a little bit. So I had to cut some stuff out of here because it was blowed over. The fences were down, but it didn't matter. So the main goes from the pumpkin. It wraps around about 25, well, 30, probably 30 feet. Back around. And she stops right there for now. We'll go in here and look at old Sappy. If I can get in. Let's back up a little bit. There's Sappy. She's DAP 33, coming in at, I think, like 315 pounds by tape, obviously. And she's not a bad looking fruit. She's gonna be beautiful orange if I get her to the finish line. Good blossom end, kind of a weird shape. She was a 4 low, I think she's a 4 low, but I have to look. This is why we call her Sappy. She's got a can fan, a regular fan, and let me raise this up. If you can see that, we're running out of stem. I haven't split it because we're not into the cavity, but we're running out of stem here. So we're treating it. Treating it and streeting it. Got the old can fan sitting there just pounding on her. The reason I call her Sappy is because everywhere she's sapping. So I said if it doesn't pick up weight today, because it picked nothing up yesterday, but today she turned out a good, what did I figure? I can't even remember. I think she turned out a good, let's see, 7. She turned out, I'm gonna have to look. I want to say like 18 or 20 pounds today. But the main looks good from here going out. Goes all the way around, all the way out. I got good secondary growth off of it everywhere. These are all secondaries I've terminated because they hit the pad. I got more secondaries. Goes back around. But this is how concerned I was. That's right. I pollinated another fruit, and there's one other one on the tip. That one's a missile. It looks like she took. It's 2 days, no, yeah, 2 days ago I pollinated her. She's covered up. Nice long stem, nice long missile. We'll see. I have 2 ideas. One idea is to if this one stops here, to go ahead and terminate this pumpkin and hope the sap doesn't continue all the way around, because it's wanting to do it all the way down the main, not all the way, but part way. So I've got some kind of disease, I think. It's not a watering issue because it continues to sap if I water it or don't water it. I'm not sure what the disease is yet. I have to send some samples off to see if I can figure it out. And I'm not even sure I'm gonna do that. I mean, so here's my dilemma. Do I keep her? As long as she's growing, I'm keeping her. I mean, she might just take off and dry up and do phenomenal. But if she stops growing and I get a couple, two days where she's not growing, and that one over here takes and starts growing, I think what I'm gonna do, instead of calling this pumpkin, I'm gonna cut it off right here and let this, with all the roots, be a whole new plant. Let this plant grow from the back coming forward and see if I can grow something on this one here. I know it's doable because I've done it before. I actually, when I put the pool in, I buried a plant right there. Everything up to about 1 inch, well, I don't know, maybe 2 foot of the plant. It grew down the hill, popped off a couple 100-pounders. So I know it's possible to do it, but I didn't cut it. So, old Sappy. That's her new name, Sappy. She is the 2069. And that one is times 2560. This one is times 1886. So we'll find out. A lot of black fence, sorry guys. See if I can get around here where we can see the other side of her. But yeah, she's growing out. All these secondaries are popping on this plant. I don't have no problems growing this without watering it. It's crazy. Like I said, 4 or 5 days I didn't water this plant because it kept sapping. I thought, well, I'm gonna stop that. One trick I did figure out is, and I hate to do it because of peroxide, but I'm hitting it with peroxide and burning the heck out of it every time. Not just alcohol. I know that's why I'm losing flesh on the stem there. Or not on the stem, but on the vine. But I gotta stop it somehow. So we're can fanning it. We're burning it with peroxide, followed up with alcohol. And it's definitely 2 times a day, if not 3. So that's our dilemma. Hopefully yours aren't like that, to where you're thinking about cutting your main off at the pumpkin and trying to grow another pumpkin off of a vine. So we'll find out. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Anyone has any ideas on what kind of disease I got, which is causing this, man, hit me up. Let me know. Like I said, I don't know if I want to invest the money in sending stuff off on this one. So there we go, guys. That's our update. Happy growing.